You can now collect leads, get client feedback, and even design stunning real emails all without leaving Canva. If you've ever had to juggle a dozen tools just to manage one campaign, this changes everything. And yes, I said emails. Today we're doing a deep dive into 2 brand new Canva features that go hand in hand, forms and emails. These 2 updates literally change how we connect with our audiences, manage workflows, and even build full marketing funnels right inside Canva. Ready? Let's do this. Let's start with forms because this one is seriously powerful. You can add a form to any design type, make it on brand, and stylize it beautifully so that it's super useful but also looks good. I wouldn't expect anything less from Canva, frankly. You can then collect responses from it instantly so that you can analyze them or use them to help your clients. And this is important because forms make the workflow so much easier and help you connect with your audience and your clients on the next level. And there's so much that you can do here. Just think of the possibilities. This is a brand new way to get your people on your email list. You can get feedback after a workshop. You can get RSVPs to an exclusive event. You could do a client questionnaire this way, embed it on a Canva website, then publish it and start gathering information from your prospects to then tailor the perfect offer emails for them. Okay, now that you know what's possible, let's see how easy it is to actually set one up. It literally takes seconds. To add a form, open any design you like. This one is actually a website. Then go to the Elements tab to the left and you'll see Forms under the new categories right here. There are some interface changes with these new updates too. So this is the new category panel. It's one of them. So from here, when you click on it, we have templates that you can choose from. It's really inspiring. There are business forums, education forums, event forums, feedback forums, and more. And they give you some ideas as to what forums can do. Let's add one by just clicking on it. Now we can see that it pops right here in the middle. And then when you select it, of course, at the top, you see the context window, just like with anything else in Canva. From here, we have different customization options like colors and fonts and corner rounding and things like that. And a little caveat, when you change the font color, let me just change that in here, maybe to something like this or like this. You can see that actually also changes the color of the button text. So you have to be really mindful about the button color combo you choose so that it's clearly visible and accessible. We definitely don't want, a button text that's barely visible because that's your call to action and also confirmation at the same time. From here, I can change my colors as usual. So I'm going to pick this one as the baseline in here. And from here, you can see that I can actually choose a button color. So again, be very mindful of what that does. And from here, you see this little outline. I don't know if you see it in here, but it's just literally the outline in here. It's a very delicate color from here. So I can do something like this. And all of a sudden, you have your kind of customized on-brand form. You can even animate if you wanted to, which could be very useful if you're, doing something on a website and want to draw attention to it, or maybe during a presentation and you really want to just gather that feedback from your audience. By the way, I'm Natalia and I help creators like you turn content into income, freedom, and a brand you're proud of. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and let's jump back into it. When you then click edit here at the top, you'll see many different question types that you can add to your form too. Now, from here, you can add text answers, you can add sliders and ratings and checklists, which is super handy for GDPR text if you're in the EU or the UK, for example. And let's add a multiple choice quiz in here just to show you what it can do. And you can see that it just gets added in here, but also to the list here at the top. Then from here, you can change the order like this. I'm literally just dragging it like that and it just moves. And if you click on some of these types, like for example, this multi-choice quiz, you'll be then able to add more. You can change the wording to the answers in here. You can add extra answers just like this. And then from here, you will be able to, of course, delete and if you wanted to reposition them as well. To the sides of any of these tabs that you add, you'll see these 3 dots. And then from here, you can make the question a required field, or you can also duplicate or delete it. I'm going to delete it here and I need a new question just for the name. So I can just literally add it like this. You can see that this is here at the top. And of course, from here, I can adjust the sizing of this as well. And what I'm going to do next is, of course, to make both of these a required question. So you can see that these asterisks are now appearing here. From the settings tab in here, you can also change the text on the button label. So you can say subscribe if you wanted to, just like this. And then you can choose the responses privacy because you can choose to collect the respondent names. Of course, you need to process them according to your local laws, or you can choose to not collect names which are associated with the specific Canva accounts. So I can just go for don't collect names like this, so they can just choose to enter their first name if they want to. And then this is how it works. You can also choose to delete the header like this. So I could just use this top as the header. Of course, again, you can adjust the sizing to it and you can change the header text from here as well. Now at this stage, what you can do as well is to literally just click on it and then start typing. So I'll say Natalia in here and then hello, which is my email address, just like this, and I can just click subscribe. You can see that it gives you this response saved at the bottom, and then by clicking responses here at the top, you'll then see all the answers in here gathered like this, and then below you can make this preview larger. Of course, we only have this one entry at the moment. You can link it to the sheet from here, or if you click the three dots in here, you can reset all the responses. Be careful with this one. You can add them to a specific sheet, or you can download them as a CSV. So this will gather this form in real time into your linked sheet. So this would be kind of your prompt to then go into that sheet and check it. Of course, if you're doing something like in this case, like a newsletter sign up, you can then grab the CSV and import the emails to your email client. And voila, this is my finished website. You can actually go to this link and then test it out yourself. You'll be able to see the responses too. Forms are honestly one of my favorite additions in this update because they open up a whole new way to interact with your audience. If you're impressed by forms, just wait till you see what emails can do. This is where Canva truly outdid itself. I feel like it's kind of similar to docs, but obviously there's so much more with it, with elements specific to this file format. You can create sections and columns and basically lay out everything beforehand, and this is invaluable in building stunning designs. Of course, we have a bunch of brand new templates to help us start faster, and as always, I highly recommend you try a few of them because they give you a great idea of what emails are as a doc type and how they work so that you can get a feel for them. But before we move on, let's answer the big question. Why even do it in Canva versus elsewhere? Well, you might have designed your email newsletter as a graphic before, but the problem is people used to send full image emails, which is really bad for deliverability, and emails like this can be seen as spam by email clients like, for example, Gmail. That's why being able to download it as an HTML format or import it directly to your email client is so crucial. Now, with this new doc type, your emails are actually structured properly with real text, clickable buttons, responsive columns, and not just that flat picture that we used to get, which, let's face it, was only pretending to be an email. Now, with Canva emails, you can now plan a whole campaign with actual wording right inside Canva, design engaging clickable emails to sell your products with actionable buttons, and generally just connect with your audience in a stunning visual way. The possibilities are endless, and because it's Canva, it's also now easier than ever. So many email builders are clunky and don't get you to where you want to be, and here you have everything you need. To create a new email, all you have to do is to go to your homepage and then you'll see this icon right here for creating a new doc type. Of course, we have a bunch of brand new templates to just help us start faster. And as always, I highly recommend you actually try a few of them just because they give you a really great idea to what this new doc type is all about and how emails work so that you can just get a feel for them. Under the Elements tab, we now have new email-specific categories like headers and footers and buttons and icon blocks, columns, highlight blocks, and apart from that, of course, the entire Canva library of content. So this means you can design beautiful stuff. Each of these categories actually has specific templates for you as well, which you can then start to build your email. I can click on it in here and you can see that it just adds it to the bottom. In this case, you can, of course, move everything around from here. Same goes for footers. So for example, if you prefer this one, all you have to do again is to click. We'll select the other footer in here and then right click. And from here, you see unset from bottom. This is going to just remove it from here. We can just remove this section as well and then right click on this one and see set to bottom. And this is your footer now sorted for you. Of course, again, as anything in Canva, you can just beautifully customize it to your preference. At any point in your design, you can add new sections just like this, or you can just add quick actions. From here, you see access to designs and headings and tables, sheets, everything that you need to draft a beautiful email. But I want to draw your attention to columns. This is really great because that allows you to create that more interactive experience. So I can add 2 columns in here, and this is how you would then add different elements to it. So just like with anything else in Canva, I would also be able to just start typing in here and just make it work for what you're going for in this. And if you want to add any images, you can also just drag them and drop them in here. So this is how your columns would work. Again, try to customize them as much as you can. And of course, because this is an actual piece of text and not just kind of a whole, design as an image, what you can do to the top in here is to go and change fonts and sizing and highlight and, change the text color, make this as a heading. So all of these controls are available to you. Now, an important note to make here is the fonts that you can use. Now, you have 7 email fonts in here that this format supports, just so that it's safely displayed by all your recipients using all kinds of different email clients. You can see them here at the very top, and then the moment you choose something different, so let's go for Lolita in here, you can see that this warning appears that the selected font isn't email safe, and it prompts you to change the font. And try not to ignore it, because the last thing you want is to send this email to your email list only to have the whole structure ruined or looking out of place because Gmail couldn't read your font. In those situations, the email clients usually pick fallback fonts, and these will be most likely one of the 7 here. Keep in mind that you don't have to over-design your emails. The beauty of this file type is that you can keep it as simple or as extra as you like, depending on your brand and what your audience responds to best. In any case, this is such a time saver because you can build a bank of your own templates for different types of campaigns or even for clients if you're an agency, and you can test layouts, you can keep track of what performs best, and basically start treating your emails like another part of your content system in Canva. And if you've not built a content system yet, I highly recommend you watch this video right here where I explain exactly how I plan my content to stay consistent every single week. You can see that if I add another image like this, you can also choose to make it full width. So this is how you would make it appear from one side to the other, and then you can create kind of beautiful designs with it this way. If you want to, you can also go to the bottom and add icon blocks. This is something that I really love to do because, of course, we want to prompt people to just go to our socials. So you can, of course, then grab this and customize it to the way you want. So I can make this background white, and then from here, you can just edit the colors. So if I wanted this very bold pink, I can do it very easily in here. And of course, it works like anything else in Canva. So if you want to change all of the elements to that color, you can quickly do it. From here, you can also go to Control or Command K and then enter a specific link in here. So you would be able to link those. And this is how everything works in here. From here, even with the button in here, of course, this is where you want people to click. It prompts you once you click on it to actually just enter that link, and then you can change the text the way you want and you can customize it. So again, everything in here is customizable. You just drag and drop things as you would before. I've shown you the different kind of columns when you right click, but you also have different styled columns in here with different gradients underneath. You also have pre-designed columns, which makes your life much easier because you can already kind of have these prepared. So for example, I very often do a little call out to my specific YouTube video that I've just published, and I want my email audience to be able to know that this was published and then click and go to it. So I can just add my thumbnail in here and then add the title or a prompt for them to watch it. And of course, again, Control K makes sure that you can enter a link to every single element that you choose. You can also select it and then link it like this. So everything in here again is linkable, and at any point if you want to, you can again expand it to full width like this, or you can just reset to original size. You can also delete it at any point, and you can also add other elements from the Elements tab in here. So definitely go ahead and take a look at all these different ingredients. You can see the beautiful highlight blocks in here to create those little kind of call outs almost. Then the buttons that are pre-stylized for you, so you can very easily just get get those clickable buttons. And of course, again, at any point, you can just add and choose whatever you want to your email. And please also explore everything through quick actions here to the side. You've got access to, again, similarly to other doc types like docs or sheets, you've got access to all the different types that you can add in here as well. You can create a page break, you can add a divider, you've got checklists and number lists and columns, as I've mentioned before, highlight blocks, you can quote, mention, you can do dates and drop downs and pie charts, anything that you would need for your specific email. Everything you'll be able to find like this, and again, under these categories to the side. But back to it, we also have two very important features that help with our emails a lot. Once your email is ready, the next step is non-negotiable, it's testing. You need to know exactly how it looks in your audience's inbox. And to help with that, first we have the preview feature so that you can see exactly what it looks like on desktop and on mobile. This is super important because we want the experience to flow beautifully for our readers. All you have to do is to click here at the top right corner, and then you'll see the preview. And again, back to the top right corner, you'll be able to then switch devices to see what it looks like on mobile too. The second one is super neat because it allows you to send a test email to the same email you used to log into your Canva account, and then you'll actually see it in your inbox. You can then click on any links to test them, see how the email behaves, check if your subject is clickable, etc. Or you can actually specify your subject in here too. So for example, you could send 2 test emails to yourself with 2 different titles and then see how they look in the inbox too. Just gauge if one is more tempting than the other as a bit of a pre-personal A/B test. To do this, you can just click here at the top. You see this very clearly, send test email. And from here, you can specify your email subject and your email address is the same. And all you need to do is to click send test email. And this is your preview email. From here, you will be able to, again, check any links, click on anything, see how everything works. All right, now that your design's perfect, let's talk about how you actually send it, because this is where Canva really gets clever. First is to download it as HTML. If you go to share here and to download, the first option is to download it as HTML. And this could be your best bet because it literally grabs the whole structure, the text links, and all the images for you, which means that you get it to the email client exactly how you designed it. Now, a little caveat, the HTML import is often included in more expensive pricing plans in many email tools like MailerLite, which I use. And I believe in MailChimp, the standard plan and above has this option, but not the free and the essential plans. And if I'm not mistaken, Flowdesk doesn't even allow HTML import. So be sure to check if your tool allows it and in what plan. Plus, drop me a comment saying which tool you use because I'm curious to see what's working or maybe not working for you. Then we have some integrations. You can send your email to Gmail once you connect to the accounts, which you can do straight through here. Now, another option is importing to MailChimp. I actually don't see it in my account just yet, but it was mentioned in the guide that you get when you first create an email in Canva. So I assume it's either coming or some of you will already have it once the official keynote is live. Of course, you can also download it as a PDF just like this, or again, you can also just create a website like with any other type of design in Canva. Now, let me show you what importing an email like this would look like. I'll use GetResponse here because it allows for custom HTML in all plans. Let's create a new newsletter from here, and I can actually go for myself as an option. And then we're in the new message. Now, from here, what I can do is to just go to design and content and go to design message like this. And then at the top in here, you see pre-designed templates, my templates, blank templates, and an HTML editor. Now, what I want to do next is to upload from zip, and I can just drag and drop my file in here. You can see that it was downloaded as zip from Canva. Now that it's been uploaded, I can just click this button right here, and then not only can you see the whole code, but actually you can see all of these blocks created for you. You can see the text in here, the images like that. So everything was transferred to GetResponse very neatly and very easily. I can, of course, tweak whatever I want from here, but then I can just go to next and finish my message. If you want me to create a video on starting and building your email list, comment below and let me know what you're curious about the most. You know I love to make videos tailored to what you need, so this will help me bring you tutorials that actually answer your specific questions. And make sure to check out this video next. It covers the rest of Canva's new amazing updates, including the new video editor and some cool new AI tools. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and hype if you can. It really helps my channel a ton, and subscribe for more in-depth Canva and content creation tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.